All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for
Mushoku Tensei, Season 2, Episode 12, the season finale.
Season finale. Hopefully
and,
for just part 1, but
right.
I'm very excited, Jacob. We got ourselves some closure, some
we did.
new beginnings,
Yes.
and a happy reunion.
All right.
Officially.
Now, here's the thing.
Fully.
Here's the thing.
Yes.
I think there's going to be some ways in which Rudy sabotages this in some way.
Oh, no.
Not in the unsatisfying way.
No.
Not in the unsatisfying way. In the satisfying way.
I reject that.
Yeah.
Santen Keshin, I reject. You know?
Oh my God!
Like-
wow!
like
You really don't understand. You invoked the dark magic. Holy shit! Okay, no more words now. Okay, I won't speak against that.
I just rewound time over your space there.
All right, understandable, sir. Have a nice day.
Have a nice day. There are some spells that even
yeah. There are some techniques in the Force against which there is no defense.
Yeah. But all right, Sylvia has
way to go.
Set this all up.
Way to fucking
Rudy is absolutely happy that this is happening.
Yep.
He is probably erect right now, and they're probably gonna bang, or at the very least, they're gonna be very intimate here in the dark cave.
Because hey, if you have to, try a few times before you actually get it to work, that's fine, right?
Fine,
you got to figure out how each other works and your bodies fit together and everything.
And it's gonna be really sweet. And I'm really hopeful. So, y'all, without further ado, let's get into this. Yeah.
Oh, the piano.
Yeah, it was a while ago too. Oh. Oh, there she is. Oh. Whoa. No.
No.
Lost the boner?
No. I gotta say, I love that it happened right there.
Right?
Because that's him seeing that she's nervous and that and then it's like, oh, okay, so maybe not.
Oh.
Yes, talk. Right, and because that's his, oh God. Because the way that What's-Her-Face responded is not healthy, it's not normal, you don't need to expect that.
Yeah, just talk normally.
Yeah, get back under the blanket.
Oh, wow. Wow.
And then the cataclysm.
Yep. Then that shit went down. Oh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's so fucking sweet. Oh my God.
Absolutely adorable.
Oh.
Yeah.
Give me the deets.
Just a look was all it took.
She could just tell they didn't have sex, but that's
Yeah.
it. You know?
Yeah. Good job, Luke.
Yeah. I have more respect for him.
Yep. Good man.
Yeah. Yeah. He's like,
I feel ya.
失礼しました。少々過ぎた発言。
Nice.
いえ、アリエル様は分からなく
Exactly.
You are, after all, not one with a dick.
Right. And potentially don't even have an interest, so.
Sure. Not much experience with them, yeah.
Right.
だからできることはしてあげたいと思う。
お前にとって辛いことになるかもしれない。
Wow, yeah, say it that way, yeah.
覚悟があるよ。
Even if it may prove hard on you and you
I
can,
can take it. Yeah.
ひとまずルークに何か作戦があるようですが、私にも不能の直し方にいくつか心得があります。本当ですか？
Abracavayagra.
Yeah.
お酒を飲ませます。
No.
No.
No, that's terrible.
で、暑いと言って肩のあたりをちらりとはだけるのです。
Looks like I leave these bitches alone for 2 minutes!
Yeah.
そもそもシルフィーの体で色仕掛けは無理です。
Wrong way to do it that way. Come
ア
on.
リエル様、グレーラットの血族は
It's been passed down the gray line for generations.
だが
Ah! But this
It's
is...
the same aphrodisiac he had in the...
Yep.
強力な催因作用と競争作用
Oh my god.
美薬だ。
Yep.
飛躍？
This is
Oh my
amazing.
God.
The callback.
製造方法の向上
No!
価格が
It's all connected!
Yeah.
末端価格金貨100万よ。
Wait, so why do you have it? Did you just buy it, or... Ah, gotcha, because its price skyrocketed.
お前にやろう。
Wait! Oh shit! This bro is giving...
It's
is
all...
giving Rudy his erection!
ついていけないと思ったら自分も飲むぐらいのつもりで思い描いていたような甘い
では私からも。これ
あ
アリエル様のお金だよね。そうです。私の今月分です。ここまでくれ。
Oh!
To like, take a little trip or like, you know...
Go buy some fancy underwear. No.
Yeah.
下着はアリエル様が選ん
She did! Yeah!
だ美薬。
The fish lens. Yeah, fish eye lens.
はい、
Yeah. Okay.
フィッツ先輩、どうぞ入ってください。
泊まりに来ました。
Yes!
All right.
おお、
Oh, that's cute.
一応再会のお祝いをしておこうかと思って。
そうか。そういうこともしないとな。
それじゃあ。ピット
Oh no. Is she spike it without telling him? She's gonna tell him.
俺とシルフィー
I certainly hope not. She said she had it in her jacket.
Right.
Right, no, this is just the wine because that's what
Yeah.
Ariel said was a good idea.
ブエナ村の大きな木まだあるかな。今日森を歩いてる時思い出したよ。
Hmm.
あの木でよく待ち合わせしたな。
といけない。忘れないうちに。
これを
ルディのあれに効くっていう薬なんだ。
You should be honest.
Yeah.
その飲んでみてほしいんだ。
Yeah. He's just gonna... No.
聞いてきたら我慢しなくてもいいからね。
シルフィーも飲むのか？
I hope this goes
ちょ
well.
っと緊張しちゃって。
I feel like it totally could. That'll be kind of interesting as a first time, though.
It just might put her in heat, and then he's like, I don't know, like,
Oh.
you know.
If it doesn't work for him?
They're both definitely
Yeah.
feeling it. Yeah.
じゃあどうぞお召し上がりください。
Well,
All right. She's gonna be there, right? Oh, that could...
oh no, that could.
これってロアの行商人が売っていた美薬じゃん。
Uh huh.
Right?
Yeah.
This could go very well or very bad.
Well,
Yep. And then she comes in.
起きてたんだ。
There we go.
おはよう。レディ
Yep.
ごめんね。
oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
できれば今度二人に会ってほしい。
Biggest hug.
yeah.
Yep.
Oh. He was so scared for a second there.
Yep.
Oh, man.
変なレディ。はいはい。僕はここにいるよ。
Oh, man. Ah.
ルディ。
Uh-huh. Yeah, it wasn't until she came back, not until they had sex, but actually when she...
Yep.
シルフィ
Oh, okay. Okay.
All right.
Let's go.
本日はいかなるご用向きですか？
I would like to ask for her hand in marriage.
Yeah.
シルフィアってよりいろいろと
Let's make this official.
お力になれることがございました
Right. I'm indebted to you. How can I serve you?
Right.
Keikakudori, exactly.
お前はアスラ貴族の政権争いは
Yeah, clarifying.
政権争いになんて首を突っ込みたくはありません
That being said, I do owe you.
思い人が渦中にいるとなれば
Ah, my beloved.
転移事件で失った家族を探すという使命があります
Mhm.
なので今すぐアスラ王国に赴いてというのが
Oh, nice.
私のことはそちらが
Oh,
Awesome.
massive W. Ariel's just the best.
まさか不能の治療が終わったら家族のためにこの国から旅立つシルフィーとははいさようならというわけではないですよ
Right.
ね。
シルフィーと
Yes! 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 Ah!
シルフィエット・グレイロット
Has a nice ring to it, doesn't it?
Well, you do. Hey, your choice. Yeah.
よろしくお願いします。
She basically said, let's do our best. You know?
Yep.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, for a second there, I was
wonderful-
wondering if she might
what
be
a
like,
wonderful arc for
actually,
these
I'm
two
kind of into
characters."
it, but awesome.
今までありがとう。
Let's go!
Yeah!
Let's go!
Yeah!
Dude!
Fuck yeah, baby!
Oh,
That's what I'm talking about.
yeah, it's like, woo! Yeah, baby! That's what we were waiting for! That's all out! Woo! Oh,
Holy shit.
all right.
Yes!
All right. Let's fucking go.
That was
Okay.
everything I could have hoped for.
That was perfect.
That was incredible.
We got exactly, and I mean exactly what we wanted here.
Yep. And it wasn't, and I like that it wasn't something where like all of a sudden, oh, the moment's just right or whatever, where like, no, stuff like that happens. And as a way to make it be more of a sure thing, right?
Right.
And like not take as long of a process, it's the, hey, here we go. I got you a thing. Have fun.
Yep.
And they both took it, and there you go.
And it all tied together. The idea that the aphrodisiac was the thing that basically set off the situation where he would feel confident enough to go after her.
Right.
And because it was a psychological thing, the way in which he was cured effectively was once she came back and didn't scare him with the, oh God,
yeah.
another one left
Right.
me
Uh-huh.
at this moment where
Yep.
and not only that, no, she does love you. She didn't use you. She didn't
Nope.
just do this out of some kind of obligation or what have you. She desires you. She wants you. And
She
you
didn't make it about herself when you revealed the insecurity, right? Like,
Yeah, this went perfectly. Now,
Yep.
now, obviously, she was fumbling around a bit because she didn't know what she was doing.
Oh, of course.
And thus,
Yeah.
that is where the drama came in. Is that,
Uh-huh.
oh, shit, she's kind of lying a little bit about this being an aphrodisiac. She's saying it's a medicine, which it's not.
Like-
So it's the kind of thing where
Yeah.
we were scared that this slight obfuscation of what's going on could make him end up being a bit, unnerved by it. But no, it just went so well that now we're here on the other side, like, fuck, they're gonna get married.
Yep.
They're gonna be together, and this is like a saga, life story kind of anime.
Oh yeah.
So we're gonna eventually have them with kids and
Oh yeah, I cannot wait. And can you imagine how awesome it'll be for when he goes to meet up with Paul and be like, all right, let's find mom. By the way, this is
my wife.
This is my wife.
Fuck!
Like holy shit. Holy shit. Like, I love it. I love it.
Yeah,
I loved everything about this episode.
This is wonderful.
This is why I feel like more stories need to bring up the idea of sex as a plot point, like in detail.
Yes.
Not that you need to show anything about the actual sex, right?
Yeah.
But all the stuff surrounding it is a gold mine as far as getting into the characters, but also if you're actually going to have it happen in the story at all, just doing a fade to black, I feel like is doing it a disservice, because especially, like the younger the people are, right, this is going to be something that's going to be a big deal for them.
So all the buildup is important.
All the buildup to it is super important. Exactly what sex means to them, not just the, oh, I really like this person, right? Because yes, doing that's fantastic and good to have, but go beyond that, right?
Yeah.
Like I love the fact that they effectively introduced not full on like a sex toy, but but the aphrodisiac is something of the, oh cool, we're gonna do some things to make this a bit better, right?
We're gonna eat like 25 oysters each,
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, just there you go. There you go.
Yeah, you do what you got to do. And the thing is that those kinds of little sacrifices are not just what makes a relationship, but they're what makes love. Like the idea that she's like, hey, yeah, he's dealing with this kind of stuff. Okay, I want to find a way to help him in that regard.
Yep.
We had a very typical kind of moment where guy can't get dick up. It's funny.
Right.
And then Luke's like, no, actually, this makes perfect sense now. Yeah. No, shut up.
I don't tell you what periods are like, and you're not going to talk about what erections are like.
Yeah, exactly.
Here you go.
So, someone that can't get it up, you know what? I have plenty of respect for this guy. I'm going to go and get my 100 gold pieces aphrodisiac that I've been saving for this specific moment.
Right.
Holy fuck.
Like, that was... that also completely changes the way that I've been seeing him. Gotcha. Yeah. It's not like, because if I recall correctly, it was kind of a thing of like, wait, you have this big reputation, but you're being kind of like,
he seems kind of sus in that he's kind of
like fake pious kind of thing, maybe, right? And it's that's what he was doing. That totally makes sense. Okay, yeah, like that, Luke. You're one of the real ones.
Luke basically just did the fellow struggler, and then because Luke's not necessarily dealing with anything like that, but it's the whole thing of where.
But I will say, even if it's something where he wasn't planning to sell it originally, right? But the price skyrocketed and all that stuff.
Gotcha.
But he got it somehow. And there was the possibility that he got it for himself.
Well, hold on. No. It was a whole thing in a few episodes ago. They had a bit where they were going through the market. I want to say,
really?
Because that was the thing that Rudy saw, was that some merchant was trying to peddle it, right?
Oh.
I don't remember which...
I know that there were points when merchants tried to peddle something. I don't know if it was the exact same thing. But
it was the exact same thing. But it literally says it in the episode here.
Okay.
That's what it was. And I just don't remember which episode...
Sure, and so basically Luke saw it and was like, oh, maybe either this merchant doesn't know, or this merchant is selling it for what it's worth now, but it might be worth more later because, there is no supply, so demand, can get crazy.
Right. It was at some point in the... probably the point where they were walking around in the market.
Right, like maybe when he saw, Fitz, and it was actually Ariel or something like that.
Possibly,
yeah. But everything about how this episode went down, I adore. This is incredible. I love that it's now going into they're straight up going to get married. Like that.
Yeah.
The only time that I can think of where I've seen that happen in an anime, and we actually had the story continue after that, is Clannad After Story, right? And Clannad After Story kind of has a reputation for being incredible, but also, given that this is a long form thing, we don't have to go into the, all right, and now this is going to be an emotional tearjerker, right? Kind of a thing, right? This is just a story, and they're going to be married. awesome.
Yeah.
Like that's fantastic. And also, if they're married, that means that he might also have someone that he can confide in about some of the details of his situation that go beyond this world, right? There's this man god guy, and I don't know what the fuck's happening there. He seems hella sus, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah, I'm so excited.
Yeah, also the kinds of people that he will then get to talk to about that stuff. That's really exciting.
Yep.
But yeah, this was the build-up over the course of this arc for this first half of the season. We got the catharsis. We got the resolution. We got then the lovely, lovely confrontation in that while Rudy, very much wanted to have the like, oh, yes, this is all going to just work out. It's fine. He gets an erection, but it doesn't last long. Once Sylphik comes in with like the game plan and everything, it's very much just like a stare down of like, yo, we're doing this. We're doing this. And addressing the reason why it was something that was making him be impotent was because of what happened after with Eris. I just like that we're so on the nose with it here by his fear of this whole thing. I just like that it was so directly addressed here.
So I also have something that I want to bring up as a thing that might have specific relation to Rudy, given that this is a reincarnation and he did have his past life, and given how much he doesn't identify with that past self and is like feels like a new person and all that stuff.
He is a new person.
Yeah, he is a new person, right? One of the other things that happened as a result of the aphrodisiac is the idea of hey, if people have all of these desires with regards to things that they want to do in the bedroom, but there's another person involved, and it's can these desires be allowed to be, like enacted out in the open and have it be a thing that is a good thing for both parties, right? That can be something that I know for myself is...
What are you talking about?
It can be an insecurity of like, if you want to like, do so much sexy stuff with the person, right? But like the fact that we had it be an aphrodisiac where suddenly he blacks out and then he wakes up and she's not there and then she comes back. The insinuation, in addition to just the fade to black, we're not going to show it in an anime, is they also had a really wild time, and she's totally like there was no element where it's do things go slightly too far in the bedroom, and then it's like, was that okay? Should I not do that?
I'm so confused.
Okay, all right, yeah. It just makes it feel real awkward because I'm the only one talking about it.
No, I know, but you're trying to dance around like a thing. I feel
if you're wanting to have sex and maybe get wild or whatever, right? There are ways in which you need to understand people's boundaries, but then also there are ways where I know for myself I can get nervous because I don't know if that's the kind of thing that they would necessarily be into, or just with the idea of like.
So when you say go wild, are you meaning anything beyond just sex? Like, or are you meaning like specific types of sex? Like,
sure. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So,
there are many different ways that you can have sex.
Obviously.
Like
right. But I'm just wondering what did that have to do with the episode? Like, because they skipped over it.
Okay. No. So yeah.
This is where I'm lost. Yeah.
With the aphrodisiac, they brought up the whole idea of I might not be able to hold back and all that stuff, right? Which is a cliche that I really don't like when it's actually said, because it's like, come on, no, that's very cringe. Like, listen to what you're saying.
Well, no, it's because it's love potions are bad writing, usually.
No, exactly. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Well, oftentimes it's not even done when a love potion is involved.
No,
right?
I know, but you know what I'm talking about.
No, yeah, exactly. And in this situation, we had something where Sylphie's like, yep, I'm going to take it too.
Yes.
Right? She does not have a problem with, being interested in sex, right? It's we're both going to have a great time.
Right.
After they have that great time, when Rudy already has all of this insecurity just about the aftermath of sex alone, right? To say nothing about the idea of, like he had the bloodshot eyes, when before the fade to black, right? That it was a very positive experience, right? Sylphie comes back and is like, yep, hi.
Okay, and then you're just saying you like that was the way
that was there, that there was an element of absolute normalcy, not just because she didn't leave him, but because it was something where they probably had a much wilder time than most people would when it's their first time together, right? And it was a very positive experience, right? Like that kind of thing.
Well, in a lot of ways, I get what you're saying, but you're saying it's better than the alternative of showing the good time, or
No. I'm saying no, because obviously they're not going to show it, but because of the aphrodisiac, that's something that you can basically imply, which could also theoretically go in tune with if Rudy has any lingering guilt, shame, whatever, about the fact that he had that past life where he was a different person,
okay,
right? And the fact that he was originally trying to groom Sylphie, right? And now he's in this situation.
Yes, his
right.
past self, yeah.
And now he's in this situation where they're going to have a
committed relationship.
Yeah. First time they're going to have sex and all that stuff. That like there is no part of that is influencing this, right? The element
I didn't think that was what you were saying initially. Gotcha.
Like the element of the sexual desires where yes, you can sometimes you want to make love to someone, sometimes you want to fuck them silly, right?
Yes.
And those are both
very different things.
Those are both very different things. They are very valid, and sometimes they can happen at the same time, and it's wonderful, right?
Yes, there's spectrums even within those.
Exactly,
things, yes.
right? And so the fact that we were able to essentially have this be both of those, right?
Or none of them.
Or none of them, or whatever, right?
Right.
We're
could
not
be anything.
Yeah, we're not getting the details, right? But there were elements
there were
implied things, right? And at the end, yeah, Sylvie's there. She's gotta smell like normal.
Right. I thought you were saying that because we didn't show it, we don't have to wonder. It's just nice and simple and straightforward.
Sure, that too.
Okay, gotcha.
Well, but
because that is implied.
No, totally.
But I was feeling like it was something where it was like, I'm glad we didn't show anything because then there could be all these complications that would have been implied by the slightest little bits of body language and stuff that happen when people are having their first time and stuff.
And that's one of the big problems with from a creative standpoint. If you're ever trying to display a sex scene in detail in any kind of just adult content, right? Is that everybody's going to have a different experience and perspective on it, and so you're automatically going to be alienating a large percentage of your audience because that would mean something different for them, maybe, right?
Yeah.
But
you just have to have the characters so explicitly explored in all these different ways,
right? So that you
then know, Sophia really likes her ears being played with,
exactly.
really likes insert thing in here. Yeah.
Well, I mean, he does like to insert thing here, but then because it was skipped past, and then there's this tension about is she going to leave, but the sex itself was skipped past because of course it is. There also can introduce that tension of also was the sex a positive experience even if she comes back, right? It's just I loved how this was done.
Gotcha.
I loved the things that were implied and built up and also resolved, and I just. Yeah.
I like that. I like that they skipped past it. It is something though where I feel like actually it's important to acknowledge at some point memories of it because I don't like personally we drugged each other to kind of get over this hump thing and then we skip past it story wise. That is a little bit of, in my opinion, catharsis. Basically, it's kind of drumming up a little bit of a.
Oh, okay.
Is a little bit of, in my opinion, of now is she gonna come back? And in my head, I'm like, no, there's no way. There's no way. So it's did it go well? So you don't know until the thing comes up. Whereas everything in the story was implying that it was going to be great no matter what. The aphrodisiac was more this is how Rudy's going to freak out because he feels like he's not being spoken to honestly and directly. He's being kind of taken advantage of in that way. And thus, the idea that then they don't show it was in little ways of so a little bit of, could this have gone, badly? And that's why I'm like, I personally would have liked to have 2 seconds of just showing that things are going really well.
Okay.
And they're both giggling about it or something.
Sure.
And have a little bit of or something like that. Because
right.
I don't think that we were going to lose any bit of the drama if then after that he wakes up and she's not there.
So
because it's for him, he believes it, even if we, the audience, aren't trying to be jebaited into thinking that, because things went a certain way.
Well, but okay, so I totally get that.
It's also a mind altering thing. So the idea that he could have, I don't think we're that illiterate story-wise to think that he literally blacked out and didn't remember.
No, totally. It's a censoring thing. It's a censoring that has thing, more of a mechanical reason because of like the aphrodisiac and things like that, and that this is not necessarily how they might normally act, right? But this is something that they want to do, and so there you go. But then also,
I get
the reason why I think there is something that's gained, and then it's a personal preference thing of whether you think it's worth it or not, right? Of not showing anything with regards to the actual sex, even like something show, oh, hey, it's a positive thing.
Or just an afterwards moment.
Sure, is because we do not necessarily have the same kind of insecurities and such that Rudy has in this situation. While we might see things that would have been happening that would basically be like, yeah, no, this is... You don't have anything to worry about in the morning. You're fine. He doesn't have that because he's just thinking about the fears and all that stuff, right?
Yeah, but
and so he doesn't know what would actually mean something good because he hasn't actually had a good sexual experience before, right?
Right.
Like,
so I get that. Yeah. I'm saying it doesn't matter because it's still ultimately his story. We're just audience members.
No, totally. But like, there's if you can make the audience, like, I forget what the difference is between sympathy and empathy, but feel for the person versus also feel the things that the character is feeling, right?
Mm-hmm. That is the difference between sympathy and empathy, yeah.
Yeah, I just forget which is which.
Okay. The idea, though, that we did primarily for a censoring reason, I think is the real reason behind it. We had already some kind of awkward stuff in the very beginning of this season where there was
the diagonal slash with
very clear censoring, and I think that personally it feels a bit weird to be in the show where we're censoring things given how season 1 went a lot of the times. So I just feel like this is just one of those things where if we're gonna have them actually get married, like, so what, we're gonna censor all their intimacy and stuff because, like, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, we had the bit in the first episode of the show where it's like, yes, Paul and Zenith, they're a married couple. They go to town,
right? Yeah,
right.
Why are we censoring?
Well, but stuff? Like, I mean, I forget how old the characters are at this point, but I feel like that's the main reason, right? It's like, because the show covers so much time, there will be a point, I'm sure, where we'll get more, even if it's not like explicit details and all that stuff.
Yeah, and I'm not even asking for that. I'm just basically saying that this was a thing that I didn't see it as wholly a positive. I saw it as a convention that I needed to work around, basically, for the story. And that's why I was so confused by the thing earlier, and I'm wanting to break down and help you understand why I was confused there, because I'm like, oh, so it's something where because of that we were able to be put in Rudy's shoes. I get that. Like that makes sense. It's the kind of thing where, in terms of where the story was built up, though, literally the only kind of reason why we would think that it would go badly is like literally like fate coming in out of nowhere and pulling a bullshit thing. Like literally turning point 3 or 4 comes out or whatever.
The man god suddenly is like, nope, I'm talking to you now.
Right. It's that level of narrative nonsense that has no like build up really to come in and ruin things. But because the story wasn't building up to that, it feels like it's getting added into a thing where it was primarily done probably for censorship reasons. And I'll bet in the light novel or whatever, no, they just actually have sex, and it's just like...
sure, yeah. Different countries and things like that, and also different mediums, there's different expectations for what kind of censorship will happen and things like that. Books generally are a lot more explicit.
Yeah, and even just thoughts about what was going on when it would have happened and stuff. Like,
sure, yeah.
It's the kind of thing where I generally would rather have more shown than not with regards to, like, at least the character interactions and moments, given that this was the crescendo finale for this entire arc as well, to then have it be the fade to black was like, okay, cool, I think that's fine. And
then show the aftermath so that way we do get the exact context rather than doing some time skip, where we don't then actually know effective, like all the stuff that we need to know about what happened. Not details, but, tone, feelings, and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the idea of it being like a necessary thing rather than at least from my perspective, a desired thing. Because, I mean, I was excited for the cave. I was like, are you guys really going to do this in a cave?
Yeah, which also, I gotta say, I love that it didn't happen in a cave.
Oh, me too.
No, there are some, maybe Rudy conjures something that would make it more comfortable, but no, that sounds awful.
That sounds awful.
That sounds awful.
So then the idea that, the really intimate moment that would have been really sweet, but still kind of damp and awkward and annoying and stuff, we then get the build up to then have it actually happen in the bedroom, and it's a really sweet moment there, and they're both awkward, but they're also kind of, excited, and then they're fumbling over it, and then they very much know, oh, shoot, we're really getting hot and bothered, and we're really into each other. And then...
This might be more on the side of the fucking end of the spectrum, you know, than we were originally maybe thinking.
Right.
Yeah.
I just have to say, because for me, sex is something that I feel like is a very lighthearted thing. It is a very fun and silly kind of thing. And the idea that these two bumblefucks got to just have the screen fade to black and didn't have any goofing around, slipping, any just the hilarious nonsense that can happen when you're having sex with somebody that you never had sex with before.
Oh yeah.
And just then we're like, oh, just skip. None of that. Mushoku Tensei is the show that doesn't avoid going into those kinds of things. I'm like, there are so many missed opportunities in that fade to black.
That is very true.
In the name of being like, Sylphia is too pure and precious to show anything, or she's
sure.
She's,
I mean, I think it's a.
Since when has the age thing been an issue with Mushoku Tensei showing stuff
I mean, well, yeah, because even even if explicit things
it wouldn't have been
shown,
explicit probably.
Yeah,
it's just the idea of can you imagine? Just run with me for a second.
Yeah.
The idea that they're at that point where they're so sweaty, that they're just slipping off each other and stuff. They try to put hands on each other and they just go whoop, and they just slip and fall. And
I mean, even just simple things like when you get into the exact minutia of shape of openings and things like that, and gravity, and certain ways it's easier for it to just slip out because if
all kinds of stuff.
Yes.
Yes. So that's all I'm saying. But yeah, no, this is just a very cathartic end, and if anything, I feel like my stuff I'm talking about here is not criticisms. It's more just I got so hyped,
right?
And we got basically everything we wanted, but I would have liked this a little bit.
Yeah, exactly.
More.
There's Mushoku Tensei as a show has been blowing away our expectations so well.
With especially how it handles the characters.
How the characters, the characters and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
That with something like this, where it gives us the kind of focus on the idea of sex and all of that stuff and what it actually means for two people and romance and everything, that I have I don't think I've ever seen from an anime, and I can't even think of a story written show, whatever, where I really felt like it was actually delved into in a way that I found especially satisfying.
Yeah.
There's still that part where it's but there was a little bit more that maybe they could have done, and because if it's we're going to go into that more in a couple years of in-universe time later,
sure,
that's still not going to be the awkward bumbling first time, and it's okay, all right, so we'll just know that they figured it out. And,
or they'll make references to it at some point.
Yeah, exactly, right. Yeah, uh-huh.
Because it may be kind of silly. But Rudy's journey has been one of him redeeming his past and starting over.
Yep.
And part of the way in which he was an outcast, as far as we could tell, was that he was very much a lonely person. It's not hard to stretch with that regard.
Yeah, no.
But he was also abused in a way that would have kind of fucked with his head in regards to him being naked, for one.
Oh, yeah.
Him being, probably sexually intimate in another way.
The fact that Eris left him there, that is absolutely the kind of thing that would fuck someone up regardless.
Well, yeah,
you know,
it called back
if
to his trauma and stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's especially bad for him because of all the stuff that's happened before.
Right.
Yeah.
But then the idea that then his first kind of big moment of where it's hey, this is a big example of showing now how you're here now. This is you. This is you are a new person. You get to do this all over again. And this is not something where you're kind of, forcing this or something like that. This person wants you. This person loves you.
This person got their friends together to help them set this thing up so that it could be awesome.
Yeah. And
And
I just didn't want them to rush through it as much. I feel like that's maybe the other thing.
we spent a whole episode on, after it's been the built up to and they're going to have sex and everything, right? Like in a previous episode and they know who each other are and all that stuff. Spent an entire episode on, I really feel like they rushed through it.
They rushed through the actual thing that they were building up for. That's what I'm talking about. Don't conflate my words. I'm saying they built up for sex.
Yeah.
And the sex didn't happen on screen. So we literally got
totally. No, I'm saying I'm not saying that to try and destabilize what you're saying. I'm saying that's how good a job this show has been doing in that when we have an entire episode to the thing as a whole, even if say the sex itself is skipped past.
Right.
There's that. But why isn't there more?
I want more. Yeah. I'm just upset. I have to wait for whatever part 2's ready to be out. But Mushoku Tensei is wonderful. It's a fantastic show. I'm so glad we've stuck with it all this time.
Yes.
It's absolutely rewarded our viewing experience. And I'm glad you guys have joined with us with this there. But yeah, don't get it twisted. I'm in love with this show. It's such a great time and stuff. I just found the way in which you pulled so much value out of a fade to black thing so baffling to me. Because I was like, that's the only tiny little thing I could get upset about, potentially even slightly in this whole fucking episode.
Yeah.
Was that I was like, hey, show them at least make out on the bed a little bit to be like, yo, this is really happening.
Yeah.
And then have her quirky side of humping the table and come out because she's out under the aphrodisiac and being like, yo, I've wanted you so bad for a really long time. And they've been like, you should shut the fuck up. That would be so funny to have her quirky, but also horny on main side, come out with the aphrodisiac and then him being like, wait, that's fucking hilarious.
Yes.
But can we have it happen later? But
we can absolutely have that happen later. And I'm sure that will happen because even
they're going to get fucking married.
They're going to get fucking married. And I'm sure they will be absolutely the most PDA couple ever. And it'll be awesome. It'll be awesome. One other thing I want to say that I just realized because I forgot it.
Yeah,
I want to say
we did kind of go a bit hard on this.
Before we wrap up the discussion, is I actually really liked the detail that as a result of Roxy's model getting broken by the schoolgirls.
Yes.
It's not there, and we get to see that he has made a statue of Sylphie because that's where his heart is, right? Because from the standpoint of the show, Roxy is the person that was more set up to be the main girl from the start,
right?
Oh, he totally could have.
But you're saying he made it out of the Roxy parts?
No, not made it out of the Roxy parts.
Okay.
But just what statue did he make? Right?
Sure.
Like
which one did he spend
he's got the holy relic that are her panties, right? Like I imagine Sylphie might be like, you have a new god now, right?
By the way, I put my old underwear away, and now I've got this new one. So the old one, what are you gonna do with this one?
Yeah.
That would be great. I will say though, this could all be an elaborate ruse by which he then ends up setting up a situation where Ariel is no longer as protected as before because Sylphia is distracted, and then
she's also going to be leaving with him to go to find his family.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
And then assassins can get Ariel, and then it can upset things.
Maybe.
See, this is all
the man god's plan to be like, I need to assassinate this person that could be problematic. Yeah.
And the only way it's gonna work actually is if this fucking casting incantations with no verbal components ass stupid elf that came to be only because some reincarnated kid ended up breaking the magic system
I didn't think he'd have that big of an impact. No, I do kind of love that idea. Yeah, I think that could be great. Yeah.
Be wild. But All right, y'all.
Fantastic
Wild discussion,
episode.
but
So good.
Amazing episode.
We need more of this show.
Give us part 2 ASAP.
And also, this means that when he meets Roxy again, he can be like, I need to return something.
Sex!
Well, yes. Yes, and she'll be like, nice. But he'll also be like, I need to return something to you.
And she's gonna be like, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, yeah. And he's be like, I have a new set of panties now.
I need you to walk about 1,000 paces that way.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm about to drop some magic on your ass.
And then, and even better, Sylphie's there for when he hands them over, with the whole like handing out a business card thing. And then
She's sitting behind him, like arms crossed, like, do it. Do it. And
Yep,
he's like,
yep.
Okay.
And then it's just the thing of the, like, so does he have your panties now? Yeah, right.
I tagged his ass.
Yeah, exactly, right. I tramp stamped him.
And then Rudy's like, tagged and pegged. And she's like, yeah. We don't talk about that in front of everybody.
There was that part of me that was like, was wondering if she was going to keep the Fitz outfit from the standpoint of the. I actually kind of like the mysterious vibe and like the
Put those glasses on
the
during
persona
sex.
and everything. Yeah, exactly, right. And
See, now you know how I feel. I'm like, these are all these little things that we could have had, but no, we gotta censor it. No,
we have the whole rest of the show.
I guess that's true.
The whole rest of the show.
I guess that's true. I am being too greedy. We only have 22 or 24 minutes an episode.
Yep.
We got plenty of time.
And let's be real, they're not going to be doing role play on their first time.
I don't know, man. I don't know. As a role player myself, in D&D, obviously.
No. There's
TTRPGs.
There's dirty talk, and then there's like role play, right?
Oh, okay.
like-
So if you do bad role play, it's not role play. Like,
There's a difference between role play when you're like talking and all that stuff, and there's getting outfits. Like,
okay. You can have someone stitched together, something basic, and it's still cosplay.
oh no, totally, yeah, absolutely, yes, 100%.
You can do a voice, and you are role playing. You don't have to be like, hey, my DM brings fog machines and lights into this.
Yeah.
Oh, you're actually role playing. I'm being such an asshole.
Wait. So does that mean that when I say, "Are you feeling it now, Mr. Krabs?" That's role play?
That's
oh
role
no.
See, that's the fucked up thing that probably needs to be talked about is the why. No, never mind.
You can't just do that at the end of the discussion.
It's the moment when you realize that you're like, I don't have 10 minutes to explain why I brought this up.
Right. Oh, God.
Y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, for some other show, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon and get on early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general, and also be sure to check out my Baldur's Gate 3 Let's Play on Twitch. If any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all
Next time.